Hi, I'm Triumph, and welcome to our third Skelly News, where we're going to talk about some sad things that have happened to trans people, some cute things with the polar bear, cute things with Roblox, and but it's mostly sad stuff. It's mostly sad. With the Super Bowl ad, and we're going to run the Super Bowl ad straight in case anyone hasn't seen it, because I didn't watch the Super Bowl, because I don't care about football. But I do care about ads showing really bad and questionable products. So let's watch this guy's reaction real quick.
Super Bowl is so insidious and also quite possibly illegal. Because at first I was like, hell yeah, who's this talking about obesity and how it's America's #1 health crisis, which is 100% true. Actually, they call out how the system is meant to keep us sick. They point out that the food industry is selling us poison for profit.
Sounds like a good ad.
Visuals of Fruit Loops, so I know they're for sure paying attention to Maha and the movement to boycott Kellogg's. But guess what their solution is? It's just more drugs. Injectables, pills, you name it. So then I looked into what Hims and Hers is peddling. And it turns out what they're essentially selling is unregulated Ozempic, something called compounded semaglutide, which the FDA has not reviewed, approved, or tested for safety or efficacy. In fact, the FDA website right now has a warning about these unapproved weight loss drugs. They're talking about cases of hospitalization due to dosing errors, possible counterfeit Ozempic. There have been hundreds of reported cases of adverse side effects just in the last couple months alone, and I'm sure the real number is probably way higher than this. The ad doesn't talk about any of these side effects, which I'm pretty sure is illegal for a pharmaceutical ad. And in fact, they just tout their products as quote-unquote the future of health.
Right. Not pretty sure illegal. Is illegal. That just is in the United States is illegal. And if you're selling a product to the United States and advertising it,
absolutely criminal.
He's 100% correct. That is criminal. And I'm certain they're being sued at some point. So glucagon-like peptide 1, that's one of the major chemicals involved in the Ozempic, the thing that's making everybody lose weight. Basically, it's a We'll say it's a hormone. We'll say it's a hormone that's impacting your brain's ability to decide whether it is or isn't hungry, limiting your amount of calorie intake. Right. This has had lots of research, and most of it was for patients with diabetes. When you look up most stuff when it comes to GLPs, it's all about people with diabetes, and that's what the research found. And we found that it helped people with diabetes losing weight, and not, which was significant because weight loss is a major factor in improving health outcomes for people with diabetes. Now, there's like some discrepancy there. Now, if you are struggling with your weight and don't have diabetes and haven't been prescribed Ozempic, you shouldn't just start getting counterfeit Ozempic, much like you shouldn't get counterfeit any drugs, right? You can get a second opinion from your doctor if you think your first doctor is wrong. But if you constantly are told by your doctor is that this is not a recommended outcome, you shouldn't use a site that I'm pretty sure will say Hims and Hers. They also sell ED stuff. Wait a minute. So really popular companies that we're going to move off of this pretty quickly. Really popular for selling over-the-counter versions of erectile dysfunction pills are companies like this. The company Blue Chew sells functionally an offshoot of Cialis, or I forgot the other names, but basically erectile dysfunction pills are normally prescribed medications that are normally heart medications or related to blood and circulation medications that we found out happen to work for erections or whatnot. Now, there are very rare cases in which they're recommended because it's things that change the way that your blood and circulation are functioning should not be just at the behest of a random person who wants to last a little bit longer in bed. In the same way that we shouldn't be rapidly adjusting the way that your brain understands whether it is or is not hungry to help you lose weight, especially if there are other factors you haven't tried first yet. Now, a lot of people struggle with weight loss, completely understand why you'd want to say this option, and if you can't afford Ozempic because it's expensive, I could see why you'd want this, but I would wait. If you're someone who's struggling with weight, wait until it gets approved or some other company figures it out. But yeah, that's that. So Super Bowl just directly advertising dangerous stuff. That's that bit of bad news. Now back to our next bit of bad news. We've got Jeff Bezos having an interesting, not surprising, but an interesting statement.
Is to find that Jeff Bezos, one of the richest men in the world, says in his quarterly reports, and loves to say in many settings, that he tells all of the thousands of Amazon employees who work under him, he wants them all to wake up terrified every morning. And that's the word he uses, terrified.
Not helping the whole I'm not a supervillain billionaire thing. Not helping.
And to stay terrified all day, because that makes them productive. But most of these people are just getting by financially. He wants them to be afraid all the time so that he and the stockholders can get more stuff. And they already have so much stuff. 50% of the total wealth of the world is owned by the top 1%. It's insane.
Yeah, right. Not surprising. It is interesting to hear those quotes, though. Like, he wants them to feel terrified. Definitely helps you as a business owner when you're worried about losing your job. Makes you less likely to join a union join the efforts to make a union, because the efforts of making a union is something they fire people a lot for. Trump was on a call with Elon Musk, excited that Elon Musk just fires people when they try and unionize. So nothing surprising here. We don't have to go that deep into it. But yeah, people are already terrified. Let's say it's not just Amazon. We'll just read this one comment. I think they did a decent job. Amazon employees, the American financial reality for most people is that they are operating in a state of constant financial stress, waiting for a big bill to drop, medical bills, unexpected car repair, vet bill, and those can wipe out your savings or push you under financially in an instant. Jeff said it's clear as day. It serves the 1% to have a general population under intense pressure and stress. The system is rigged and designed deliberately. The also interesting thing is your financial spending habits when you're stressed are bad in a couple of ways, because then you end up spending money on things that you don't need to make yourself feel better, whether that could be drugs or that could be fun things, even often some of the things that people buy on Amazon because they're stressed. The amount of people that we'd probably find a list of videos, people stress buying things. Like it's 3 a.m., you're on your phone late at night, you spent all your day at work and you don't have anything else to do. It's like, you know what? I deserve a treat because I work hard. Yeah, you do that multiple times a week, now you've spent $40-50 that would have went into savings. Now we've got a positive bit of news for once, an actual positive thing. An autistic father quits his job to run a Minecraft server for his autistic son's, for an autistic community, helping his son and others. So yes, that is for his son as well. I believe there's a YouTube video with this too. But I do think I'd like to pull up a video with this guy. But Stuart Duncan made a life-changing decision to leave his career as a web developer to focus on Altcraft. So if you guys want to check it out, name here is Altcraft. I'll link it in the YouTube video once this comes out. A private mind. Oh, maybe you shouldn't. It's private. Oh, actually, we'll see. You could probably message somebody to see if they can join. But a server created specifically for autistic children and their families, Altcraft provides bullying-free, supportive space where kids can build friendships and feel a sense of belonging. Although the job comes with a lower paycheck than this previous one, Duncan devotes himself fully to moderating his vibrant community. His efforts have shaped Altcraft into a safe haven where members uplift and inspire one another, making a truly special place for people on the spectrum. That's great news. Let's give that a like right there. It deserves it. My son and I are level 1 autistic, have been building a world in Minecraft for over 10 years. Someone tell me what level 1 autistic means. Bro didn't know that we would do work on a level system. Can y'all level up? Like, is there a new DLC? But this is good news. So I want to make sure we talk about some positive things whenever we do Skelly news, because the news sucks. Much like our next story. Let's take a second. Let's bear in. Let's just breathe in this positive autism story. This is nice. You guys feel good? So you're not going to be mad at me when we go to the next one. A trans veteran dies by suicide at the VA at Syracuse Medical Center parking. I have to talk about the news, though. It'd be wrong if I don't talk about the news. This one is rough for all of the obvious reasons. I barely even need to spell it out. But let's get to the there's we're not missing the 3-minute things. A veteran apparently took Apparently, interesting use of apparently. A veteran apparently took their own life January 27th at the parking garage in the VA Medical Center in Syracuse, New York, draped in a banner associated with transgender rights. Interesting framing. It was the transgender flag. A witness said the veteran died by suicide wearing a body-length pink, light blue, and white flag, a symbol of transgender pride. It's weird to just call it a symbol. Just saying it's the transgender flag, right? Which reported, I guess most people don't know that the flag for them exists, so never mind. Which first reports the death of the veteran was a patient who had been discharged from the hospital's inpatient facility on January 21st. Ann Bellows, a professor of food studies at Syracuse University, saw the veteran's body from the parking garage. She said she didn't see the person's face, but was stuck in how the flag floated gently around the body. The situation needs attention, which is exactly right. I mean, it's so much more significant because we're living in a government that wants to ban trans people entirely, but first has already made a ban for trans people in the military, which I'm sure you guys already know. Many trans people join the military because it's one of the only ways they can afford and get access to healthcare for trans, whether it's testosterone or it's extra bottom surgery. A lot of people have gotten their care there, and if you serve, I think the least they could do is help you live a more comfortable life. You literally legally gave your body to the government. I think it'd be nice if the government can give you the body that you deserved. President Donald Trump issued an executive order shortly after taking office designed to eliminate federal policies that support transgender people, barring them from enlisting themselves as members chosen from the gender forums, using facilities such as restrooms, lockers opposite of their birth. The Department of Veteran Affairs have not publicly announced formal guidance on implementing the executive order, but according to a source familiar with the situation, gender identities are being removed from VA records. It's not great. Not great stuff. It does seem like, it's going to say the Nick's name. It sucks because, so much of it, there's a decent amount of news that I have that's actually not Trump related, but talking about trans stuff, which is probably gonna make a point to make sure I mention some LGBT related issue every Skelly news. But it's which it didn't have to do with Trump stuff. We'll see if we can find a more positive trans story next time. We don't have one today. This one's even worse, arguably. I don't know. Maybe we'll watch this. There is a story of 5 people in upstate New York charged with the murder after allegedly torturing and killing a Minnesota transgender man. So this happened how many days ago? Humans who remains believed to be Nordquist were discovered on February 13th in the field of Yates County, about 50 miles from South Rochester. I'd read this one. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, right? So these are the suspects. Burn these faces to your memory. These are the people that have taken the life of someone. Just for one, even at second to their political beliefs. We can take a guess what their political beliefs are, but
by far the worst homicide investigation that our office has ever been a part of.
Loved ones say 24-year-old Sam Nordquist traveled from Minnesota to New York late last year to visit his girlfriend. His family says they grew concerned after his sudden silence.
I'm so sorry.
Friday, investigators uncovering a deeply disturbing pattern of abuse that led to the tragic death of Nordquist.
This is one of the most horrific crimes I have ever investigated.
Nordquist was repeatedly subjected to prolonged beatings by punching, kicking, and striking with numerous objects, ultimately resulting in Nordquist's death, according to charging documents. Nordquist's body was found in the field. Police say it happened at this motel. These 5 people now charged with second-degree murder. His death sending shockwaves within the LGBTQ plus community here in Minnesota.
The pure hatred that had to be bestowed upon him. It's sad.
Roxanne Anderson, a trans advocate, says there's a constant presence of fear.
I want people to really remember that we cannot succumb to the fear. We must unite.
And to look out for each other.
Let people know where you're going. Drop your pin. Let your friend know where you're going to be.
Really, that last bit, I'm sure most of you guys already tend not to go too many places incognito. Like, I move I don't like people knowing where I'm going. However, in an environment where, you know, there are some people who have your worst intentions in mind, let your friends know. Slightly trending, you know, normal-ish from this one point. We've got an interesting story over here. We're segueing not super smoothly, but we're segueing. This one is about a mayor taking a trip to Africa. Let's let him explain himself. A little interesting. We need to move the screen a little bit because y'all can't quite perfectly see. There we go.
$1,000 on his city-issued credit card, including a trip to Africa. Here it is.
I am so distressed and disappointed that the blackest city in the United States of America is heading into Black History Month with its all-black council tearing each other down.
We're not tearing you down. You took your black behind over to Africa for 20 days and didn't tell anybody.
Well, they say the mayor has yet to justify the expenses that are now being audited. We've reached out to the mayor for his side of the story, but he hasn't responded yet. Be sure to download Fox Local.
The fact that bro tried to lead with, this is the blackest city of America. Black people are fighting each other. It's like, bro just dipped for a month. Crazy. Trying to be a victim right now is insane. The point of Skelly News is to like fill you guys in on a bunch of information and like weed through the stuff that doesn't matter and give you a couple of smaller details, especially the second segment, because there's just a lot of shit going on at all times. Like that's one of the reasons that also made me hesitant to make a Skelly News last week, because a lot of stuff passed and then like there's like some of it's like just bullshit arguments. Elon Musk is doing a bunch of dumb shit in the government, but I don't know how much is going to be frozen based on the government's end and what's going to be stopped by courts. But we'll talk about some court stuff next week. I think we'll get more answers there. A lot of stuff's going on. And what matters most is that, you know, watching my streams actually isn't the most important thing, as much as I'll joke about it. Like, if you guys read like 15 minutes of news, like any news app, my favorite is the AP, this one, not election results. The place where we did the election results, the AP. That's my go-to news site. I have the app on my phone. Just any random articles, 5 minutes. Right? You'll be a smarter person about world politics. But I'll talk about stuff anyway. Like if you have, read news while you have my VODs on in the background. Exactly. But we're going to wrap up this Skelly News segment with a fun one. Canada's new loony features a sleepy polar bear cub. Look at this little guy. Look at this. It's a cute little, let's zoom in. We got a little polar bear. He's in a diaper. With a little hat. You know, it's not all bad. Get that old man off my money. Okay, man, you're wearing the wrong. He's one bro worried about the wrong thing. There's a polar bear in a diaper on your coin. Who gives a shit about the old man on your money? Look, that's cute. That's adorable. So we're making a point to end with a cute little adorable thing at the end of every Skelly News. And I'm going to make it a point to have a cute thing in the middle of our Skelly News. But that does wrap up the faster segment. It's been a good segment. It's been a sad segment. 2 trans people deaths have been a part of this segment. Things have not been all cheery and rainbows. I would be lying to you guys.